Hey guys, Tyler Ansman here with Tyler Ansman Performance. So one of the things that we're going to kind of talk about throughout this off season, we're just going to do kind of a series, random pitching development thoughts. This will be part one of that. All right, and kind of I think this is a really important one to start us off with, because as we're getting into the off season, one of the things that we're seeing from some coaches, some parents, and in some cases some athletes, are that they're looking for kind of competition readiness throughout the year, and so development never really gets its due. All right, so what we're kind of seeing is either, and this is not a new problem necessarily, but guys are playing for a large portion of the year, right? And in some cases, very, very young kids are playing fall ball, for example. So essentially for, 6 to 8 months out of the year, we're playing the sport, we're competition ready. So in that time, generally, if we're playing multiple games a week, especially, there's less development happening, right? Because we can't kind of take the steps back that are necessary to work on a specific quality. All right, so what we're kind of seeing is kind of the same attitude people who never gain weight when they're trying to gain weight have sometimes, which is, I don't want to gain any body fat, right? I want to stay just as lean as I currently am. And they never actually make any meaningful progress, right? You don't see bodybuilders stay stage ready throughout the entire offseason, right? Their body fat will fluctuate some as they kind of make these gains. So they're not stage ready, and they get more specific and kind of cut down to stage readiness as they get closer to competition. The same is true for developmental baseball players, right? So guys who are not Cy Young Award winners, we need a period of the offseason where we're working on developing specific qualities, right? So for a lot of guys, that's velocity. For some guys, that's command. For some guys, it's specific mechanical stuff, which will generally kind of result in velocity improvements, or in some cases, it's pitch design. But what's gonna happen when we're doing any one of those things is you're gonna take a step back, or maybe 2 steps back in terms of competition readiness. This is why you don't see a lot of these things happen in season, or if it does, like at the major league level, guys are getting sent to the DL and they're going to kind of the spring training complex where they're going to work on stuff and they're going to have a period to kind of make these changes. They're not going to try to do it in a 4-day span between starts, right? Or in a 1-day span if they're out of the bullpen between appearances, right? We need a period of time to get a little bit worse as a whole so this one quality can get significantly better, right? And then what you're going to see is as we get closer and closer to the season, the training is going to get more specific. So you can see that engine that you've built resulting in kind of a specific outcome on the field, right? We're not developing velocity for velocity's sake, right? It objectively makes pitchers better and more difficult to hit, which is the ultimate goal, right? But we need a period of time to actually work on that. That means volume of throws decreases, that means intensity increases, it means we need to have a lot of recovery in order to make these things happen. And that means we're not working on kind of, specific pitch quality throughout this. We're not staying, ready in terms of stepping on a mound and pitching to hitters, working on this one quality. And we need a period of time to do this. If you don't ever devote some time to this, what's going to happen is you're going to be this low 80s guy who's very competitive, right? You have high pitchability, but you're not going to get the opportunities that you're looking for if you want opportunities at the highest level. All right? If it's fun for you to play year-round, that's why you're doing it, that's fine. But understand what you're giving up in terms of development. And if playing at the highest level is the most important thing to you, then make sure you give yourself adequate off-season time every year. And that may mean kind of taking a step back from some competitive opportunities in terms of showcases, fall baseball, whatever it is. But in the long term, it's going to make a gigantic difference in terms of where you end up. Thanks for watching, guys. Check out the next part.